After having 4 kids, I've looked back on the things that I've done and I've seen a lot of mistakes that I made. I wish I knew these things before having 4 kids. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, my name is Precious. On this channel, I help you understand that family, relationship, are all work in progress through my videos. If you enjoy my content, you like my content, I would like you to please press the subscribe button and also try to turn on the notification bell. And to all my returning subscribers, you who is watching me right now, thank you so much. I'm going to be talking about mistakes I made or the things I wished I knew. Things I wished I knew, especially after having my daughter Naomi. So if you don't know, the video is going to be popping on the screen. It's a live birth, the video I made when I was having my last baby, Naomi. There are a lot of things that I did differently that made Naomi one of the easiest birth. Of course, she's my number 4. So most times, the more babies you have, the easier it's going to be. But there are some things that I did differently that looking back now, I would think, oh my God, what have I not done this? And just in general, the things that I wish I knew before I started having babies, I really wish I knew these things. And this is why I'm sharing it with you, because I know that if you can do these things, life will be a lot more easier for you. The journey of pregnancy and delivery will be a lot more easier for you. So without further ado, we need to talk. Let's get talking. So one of the mistakes that I made was not practicing hypnosis, okay, or hypnobirthing. So if you don't know, hypnosis is more like a kind of conditioning your mind where you'll be listening to, it's more like listening to words of affirmation that would obviously work on your mind, build your mind, get to the point where you feel like you're able to do certain things. So hypnosis, as well as doing breathing exercises. So while you're listening to those words of affirmation, or mostly words of affirmation that are calm, with calm music as well, you also learn how to breathe. I've come to understand that breathing is so important because it controls our mind, it controls how things go about in our body. So when you're breathing really fast, it automatically charges up all the mechanisms to make you feel like, oh, something is going on, and it releases cortisol. But when you're breathing properly, controlled breathing, it releases other hormones that are very important, that calms your body, like serotonin, the other one, oxytocin, all those other good hormones. I'm just going to pop them up, that are so good for us, that calms you, that relaxes you, so your body does not feel like anything is happening. I really wished that I practiced hypnosis with my first birth, especially. Guys, if you're watching me and you've not given birth, you're going to have children in the future. First pregnancies are mostly, I would say most of the times, are the most difficult. I really wished I knew about hypnosis or hypnobirthing, breathing exercise, and all those kind of things. I wished, because I labored for 24 hours, and that 24 hours was intense labor. It wasn't labor like, okay, you get contraction now and you wait for another 1 hour. No, I was in like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes apart for good 24 hours. And by the time it was time for me to have my baby, I was so exhausted, I was so tired. But if I had known about the breathing exercise, calming myself down, oh my God, it would have done a lot of good for me. So if you're watching this video and you're pregnant, you're planning to be pregnant, please go and download any app that has to do with hypnobirthing and start practicing breathing exercise, because I can actually talk about breathing exercise and hypnobirthing for one whole video, but I just thought way out there, hypnobirthing is one thing that I really wished I practiced with my first, second, and third. I only did it with Naomi, and the difference was just absolutely clear. Another mistake I made, or another thing I really wished I knew, was lying on my back when I was pushing or getting my baby out. Again, referring back to the video when I had Naomi. Naomi was the only baby I had squatting, okay? Staying on my knees. The rest of my babies, I laid on my back, and the pushing was, I don't need to say a lot of things, but all I just need to say is that if you're pregnant and you're obviously allowed, because a lot of times most midwife will not allow you, and the reason they don't allow you is not because it's bad, it's because it's more comfortable for them for you to lie on your back than squatting. So they prefer you doing something that will be comfortable for them, not what is comfortable for you. So lying on your back makes it 10 times harder than squatting or sitting or staying on your knee to get your baby or to push your baby. So lying on my back is one thing that I absolutely regret doing with my other kids. And if I'm going to advise anybody, do not lay on your back when you're having your baby. Sis, do not lay on your back when you're having your baby. I can literally shout it. Do not lay on your back when you're having your baby. Very, very important. Another mistake I made was eating a lot while I was breastfeeding, and this mistake I made it with my first child, and I can tell you that the weight I put on since that time is still the weight I have till now, right? As much as I've lost some weight and all of that, it was then, because if you see me when I got married newly, I was very tiny. Like, I was small. I was tall, but I was very tiny. After having my baby, my first child, and obviously I had to do the omongo thing. I went to my family house, and my mom was basically doing her job. By the time I wake up in the morning, yam pepper soup with correct fresh fish from Port Harcourt is ready. I was eating. When I reunited with my husband, he was literally at the airport. My husband said to me, "What's going on here? Why did you put on so much weight?" So I did put on a lot of weight, and that's a mistake that you really don't have to eat that much when you're breastfeeding. Sis, you really don't have to eat that much. What you should be on top of is drinking enough water, because your breast milk is actually made up of 80 to 90% of water. So I would say it's drink more. So I did put on a lot of weight, and that's one regret I have up to today, is eating a lot while I was breastfeeding. Another mistake I made was making sure that my baby slept on her cots or on their cots while they were babies. I was so strict with that. I was like, oh, my kids will have to sleep on their cots, even when I knew that I need to go to work the next day. I want to follow the time the book, following the book of baby needs to sleep on the cot. Recent research have actually shown, in fact, I was watching the TV this week, and a lady was talking about that those things that parents do whereby their babies are not asleep, they will go and put the baby on the bed so that the baby will cry and sleep off by themselves. That is not right. It's not what people should do. It's just common sense for me, right? It is just common sense that why would you leave your baby on the cot and your baby will cry and sleep and all of that. So one of the mistakes I made was trying to follow everything to the letter, making sure, okay, babies sleep on the cot. No. To be honest with you, with Naomi, thankfully I got closer to me cot, and she was closer to me. When the time she wakes up and she crawls into my bed and I am too tired, she lie down by the side and sleep. I am not going to stressing myself. My baby wants me. It's not going to be long. They all grow up and leave. So why would I be separating them from me when I can actually make sure they stay with me and they are comfortable with me? I'm not going to do that. And I will also advise you guys that if you have a baby and your baby needs you, please give your time to your baby. If you have the time, do it. Because I don't see why baby is not asleep. You go and drop the baby in the cot. The baby has to be in the cot. And when you wake up in the night, sometimes some people even go as far as putting the baby in a separate room. And the baby they will not put camera and put all of that. I just wish I did not even... I did that with my first and second. With my third, I learned my lesson. And with my third and my last, I learned my lesson. So that's one mistake I made that I wish I did not make. Is trying to put my babies in their cots. They have to sleep in their cots. They cannot sleep in mommy and daddy's bed. No, I really wish I didn't make that mistake. Another mistake I made was moving house when I had a baby. So when I had Mark, we were just in the process of moving house, right? That was when we bought this house. And I think I had Mark on Tuesday, and we're supposed to move house on Saturday. And this is United Kingdom, sisters and brothers. It was tough because, yeah, we needed to move. We wanted to extend so we can stay in our older house a little bit, but it was just like everything was just messed up. So we needed to move. Guys, I was driving. In fact, just moving alone, it was a big deal. So we moved house in between the whole time I had a baby. That's one mistake I wish, I really wish, I really wish that I did not do, is moving house. If you're pregnant and you're thinking of moving house, I would suggest is either you move before you have your baby, or you have your baby, wait a little bit, at least 6 weeks. 6 weeks, then you can move. Moving house just a couple of days after having a baby, I would not advise anybody to do it. Now, another mistake I made is the fact that when I had Mark as well, same time I had Mark, we moved house, and obviously because we're attending a Redeemed Christian church, which you have to do what's it called now, you have to do naming after 8 days. Now, at first we didn't want to, we just wanted it like, okay, pastor come to the house, pray for the baby, name the baby, and for one reason to another, I can't remember what really happened, we had to go to the church to do the naming. Now, because we had to go to the church to do the naming, we felt like, how can people come to the church and not at least have something to eat for the naming? So we looked for that late minute or last minute, look for someone who can cook for us, like a caterer. Couldn't find anybody that could cook for us because it was short minute. I had to cook. Don't forget, I just had a baby 8 days ago. I had to cook. I had to pack the food. I and my husband, we had to do everything. Thankfully, my mom was here with me, so she helped. She was holding the baby and I was cooking, packing. That was so stupid. I was so stupid, and that's the mistake I regret doing. Cooking when I just had a baby. No, not doing that again. Don't do it. I would advise you to do it. Another mistake I made was because every time I had babies, my parents came. And in fact, it was with Mark, when I had Mark, that my mom and dad came. I was so busy. God, in fact, looking back at it now just makes me sad. I was so busy that I didn't really enjoy spending time with my parents. I did not enjoy it. And honestly, guys, I'm just going to say that if you're having a baby, or you have a baby and your parents are coming to stay with you, or your mom or your in-laws are coming to spend some time with you, please, can you just enjoy it? Enjoy that time you have with them. Because for me, who live in the UK, I don't see my parents all the time. Yeah, we'll do all the FaceTime and all of that. I don't see them all the time. So I should have enjoyed that. I regret not spending time, enjoying time, just doing things, just I and them doing stuff. I was so busy with baby, doing that and all of that. And that's one mistake I regret doing, not spending time with my parents when they were here. And I'm hoping by the grace of God, I'll be able to do that again, because I really miss them. Another mistake I made was going back to doing stuff too early. Guys, see, women, right, we are so obsessed. We are too much of a control freak that when things don't go the way we want it, we immediately step up and start doing it. I had a baby because things were not going on the way I wanted, because the house is not as clean as I wanted, because the kids are not tidying up the way I wanted, because when I go into the children's bedroom, their clothes are all over everywhere and I didn't like it, because I want things a certain way. Do you know that after I had my babies, immediately, not long, I just go back to doing my normal stuff, which is not good. So that's one mistake I regret doing. Another mistake is stop. I in my head, I decided I was gonna stop breastfeeding on a particular day, right? So what I did was I tend to gradually reducing their breastfeeding and all of that, and on their birthday, which are the days that I intend to stop breastfeeding, I just stop. That was a big mistake. In fact, was it for Mark or for Phoebe, my breasts were so engorged that I almost had mastitis, because I should have stopped a bit more natural. You know, when you stop breastfeeding in a natural way, where the baby just stop breastfeeding by themselves, if possible, or get to the point where they don't really need your breast. They maybe breastfeed once a day or maybe twice a day. But for me, I was still breastfeeding and I was still feeling my breast heavy. But because I had it in my head, 1 year birthday, I'm stopping to breastfeed, I stopped, and it wasn't really nice. And that's a mistake I regret doing. In fact, for Naomi, if she wants to breastfeed until she's 3 years old, the breast is here, isn't it? She will go for it. Another mistake I made was comparing my kids to other people, especially my first child. I was always like, okay, my baby is 3 months. That baby is 3 months. What is that baby doing that my baby is not doing? Or okay, My baby is 1 year. What is that baby doing? And the thing about comparing your child is that we forget, we know, right? Don't every parent know that we should not compare our kids, but we do it. We know that we shouldn't compare our kids, but we just do it. So I was always comparing. Okay, I did that mostly for my first, but with the rest of my kids I just stopped because it wasn't helping me, it wasn't doing me any good. So I was always comparing. Is my child walking? The other child is walking. Is this my child walking? Then the ones that my child is doing better than the other child, I'm like, oh yeah, my child is doing well. It just doesn't make sense. It's not right. Don't compare. There's no need for that. That's one mistake I will advise you not to do. As much as we say that, I know a lot of us will still do it, but at least let us just be conscious that we should not be doing those things. Not asking for help. Guys, these precious people are saying here, in fact, I don't want to say anything. I'm that kind of person that I will just be doing until even somebody close to me will tell me, Precious, go and sit down. It's not wisdom. There's nobody that's a superwoman in life. Not asking for help is one mistake that I made. Sometimes I'll be struggling. I will literally be struggling. Instead of me to ask for help, I won't ask for help. I want to do it my own way, or I'll be like, do I have to ask for help? Can you not see that I'm struggling? If you know that you need help, ask. This is not just about having babies. It's just general in life. Ask for help. Asking for help does not mean you're weak. It's actually a way of showing your strength, because you know when you need help and you're asking for it. And it's also not like you asking for help does not mean that, oh, okay, it has to be done the particular way. When you ask for help, allow the person as well to do what you've asked them to do. So I did not ask for help. Even when I had help, I did not ask for help. That's one mistake I made that I would advise you. Don't do it. Not buying fairly used stuff, right? So I think I did that obviously with your first child, right? You want to buy everything brand new. You want to buy everything, the big products, the big names and all of that. It's my first, why not? And I also think if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But subsequent child, the second, the third, and also the fourth, I think with Naomi as well, the most of the things we bought, especially the pram we bought, was fairly used, and to be honest, it was almost like brand new because the person did not really use it. And the money amount I used in buying that pram, if I had gone for that same pram brand new, it would have cost me either ×2 or ×3 of what we bought it. So the mistake I made was, okay, everything has to be brand new, you know. I'm going to buy that and it's going to be brand new because my baby needs it. Don't get me wrong, there are some things that I have to brand new. For example, a bed, okay, like if I want to buy a mattress for my, it has to be brand new. There's no negotiation. Beddings brand new, towel brand new, all those things are brand new. Some toys as well, brand new. But the things like pram, push chair, things like baby walker, you don't necessarily have to get brand new. So that's one mistake I made in terms of just getting everything brand new. Not enjoying the moment. Kids grow really fast. Like I just had Naomi yesterday and Naomi is already almost walking, right? And not enjoying the moment is one thing that a lot of parents are guilty of, because we just feel like, okay, the baby needs to sleep now. Okay, what's next? The baby needs to eat. Okay, what's next? The baby. We don't really spend time, hold our baby, cuddle, say things, enjoy the present, enjoy the moment. We're always on the go, wanting to, okay, let's do the next thing. What's next? What's the next challenge? What's the next thing to do? And all of that. So enjoying the moment is one thing that we tend, a lot of us, even up till now, don't get me wrong, I still sometimes forget myself to not to do the things I'm supposed to do. I just feel like, okay, that's the next one, let's go and do it. What's the next thing to do? And all of that. I don't enjoy the moment. Enjoying the moment is one thing that as parents, as moms, as dad, as new people that have newborn babies, enjoy everything. Take loads of pictures, video, because these kids are growing. I remember I think in April when my son turned 11, Gogo had to send me all the pictures I took when he was a baby and all of that. Even when I was showing him the picture, he was so excited, he was so happy. Take pictures, take loads of pictures. There's nothing wrong taking pictures. They are your babies. It doesn't have to be perfect picture. Take them picture when they are crawling, they are crying, they are walking. Take pictures, memories. Honestly, it's so important. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you made some mistakes as well, let me know in the comment section the mistakes that you think you made, or the things you wished you knew before you actually started having babies. Let me know in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, because it really does touch me, really does make me happy when you give me a thumbs up. If you also watch this video and you haven't subscribed, please press the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Be grateful, be positive, and be yourself. I would also want you to watch the rest of the video popping on the screen. Bye for now.